Alright, so I don't think I'm completely done, but we've got an awesome resource here, which is this Pokemon Center. So I'm making this quick cut just to show you. This is Nurse Joy. If I right-click on her, I get the chance to trade for these things with emeralds that I don't yet have. But this thing right here is awesome. You put your Pokemon in it, and it heals them. And it will heal and remove any status effects or anything. And this is a PC. Again, this is where we can store Pokemon that we don't want to use. However, I also have a mobile PC, which I think I've said already, which is P on my keyboard. But anyways, I'm going to get back to looting. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so I just came across this, and I was really confused for a second, but then I realized this is a Pokemon battle, like, arena. So what you can do here is, again, this is if I go multiplayer, which I don't know if I'm going to do. There might be a couple episodes where I invite someone to come play with me, but we'll see how that goes. But you can throw out your Pokemon and have battles here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep Froakie out for a long time because I want to build his friendship stat, which I think would be huge because I think once their friendship gets up really high, Froakie specifically unlocks a couple different, like, special features, but we'll see how that goes. Alright, well that is that. I think I've pretty much looted everything. Oh, I was wrong. We'll go through this house real quick. But I found some really cool stuff that I will show you guys in just a second. There are not a lot of need for the normal basic Minecraft tools. We don't need swords. We don't really need armor. The only thing that those items are going to protect us from seems to be like fall damage. Because there's nothing in this mod that hurts you. There are, I take that back, some Pokemon will get enraged and like attack you, but other than that, there's not really much that is going to be hurting you in this mod. So I'm very interested to see if those have any use, and look at this. So this is huge. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more Pokeballs in here, which is amazing. These oak planks are going to come in amazing use. These sticks are going to come in amazing use. Whoops. These logs are going to be awesome. But yeah, we'll get back when we finish everything. Okay, so this is a villager's house. This is definitely not free to use, but I think this is the place that I'm going to stay for the night. It is just the nicest house that I see, and it's got a lot of storage, and this is going to be awesome. And it just seems to have a lot of useful items that I can use in this new game scenario I'm starting out in. And we've got plenty of buckets now. You'll see what I mean by that in just a second. Ooh, a new Snorlax Pokédoll. Barrels. Alright, so it looks like that the villagers that were living here are just not anymore. Weird, I don't know how that happened. But yeah, so this is where I'm going to start staying just for now. So I'm going to set this as new waypoint. Temporary home. And I did not spell that right. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. And we're just going to mark that gold for now, and that's going to be kind of on our map for the time being. So now we have a place to stay. It has given us the opportunity to use some of the things that are here. So I've got some iron. I've got some copper. What I need to do is, now that I have this place to stay... Come on. Out. He doesn't know how to get through the doors. That's okay. Whoops. Oh, there's a rat. The rat is level 25. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over there. We're going to grab some wood, and that hill looks kind of nice to build on. We'll go take a look at that and see how that is. Okay, so I take that back. I see something on my map that is an insanely rare spawn. It's called an ultra rare spawn. And there is, it looks to be a Cyndaquil evolution up here somewhere. And forgive me, I don't know much about Cyndaquil, but having the 2 starter Pokemon would be kind of amazing. And it's looking as though it is right here. What are you? Lava, which makes sense. We're going to fight it with our level 6 Froakie, and hopefully our water attacks do some kind of damage. It did not matter. He took out my Froakie immediately. I wonder if my Phantom will survive, considering it is a ghost type, which means it does not take damage from moves like Quick Attack, which is a normal type move. 1 damage. We're hoping for something else, but we will see. It seems to really like Quick Attack, so hopefully that becomes our advantage. And we're going to be here for a minute, so I'm going to have to whittle this guy down. Give me just a second. Alright, so he just took out my Phantump. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to do this, which really sucks because this is a starter Pokemon and it's a super rare spawn. But it's going to be okay because that hill over there is starting to look nice. And I'm thinking, oh, there's a ruin site over there as well, so we'll have to check both of those out. Alright, so I know that there have been a lot of cuts, and I apologize for that, and there's going to be more. But it looks like I'm going to take down some of these trees. This land is looking very flat. And I've completely forgot to show you guys what we got from our village raid. So I've gotten all of these things from the village raid. I got 20 barrels, which means we don't have to make chests yet. Some apricorn seeds, which means I have black and blue, pretty much infinite apricorns now. We got some Pokédolls because they're cute. You can kind of see them scattered around here. Got some coal, which is great. Emeralds, which is great. A bunch of buckets, and that's just because buckets are super useful. I've got some more Pokeballs, which is awesome, so I'm going to go ahead and merge those with down there. Some link cables, which can help evolve some Pokemon that can't evolve without trading. And some other useful things in here. Now, those Pokédolls, I'm going to leave that up to you guys. They're not anything useful. They don't do much. The only thing that they really do is make a good-looking collection. So I'm curious to know if you guys care about them or if you would rather me just ignore them, because I don't mind either way. I think they're cool. I think it would be cool to kind of build them a little room and display them all and look at once we finish everything. But at the same time, they don't do anything, so I'm wondering if it is a waste of time. So you guys let me know. Comment that as well down below, and I will take a look and consider it. I also want to apologize at this point about the late upload. I am recording now and I don't think I'm going to have enough time to edit, so I'm thinking what's going to happen is this is going to have to be finished up tomorrow, and then I will upload it then. But the edit is probably going to take longer because this is a longer video, and I didn't realize how much time editing can take out of a project. It is a lot of work, and it's a cool thing to realize on my journey, but it's fun to edit things and see like how I can mash it all together to be something that is cool and unique and fun for people to watch. I've been having a lot of fun with learning. And I also really just enjoy playing games and like having something to talk about. I've noticed that in my time, I do have ADHD, and so I need to be doing something or like having my brain occupied even while I'll play games. So I'll have a YouTube video up while I'm playing games, but this is a different type of stimulation because it's like I am using my brain because I'm focusing on the camera and like the things to say while I do what I'm doing. And the reason that I wanted to pick Minecraft is because it's a relaxing game where that comes a little bit easier because I don't have to focus as hard, especially one without mobs, and just with like the Pokemon stuff, because that makes it a little bit easier. I will say, I know I'm gonna get hated on for it, but I'm not hugely understanding of Pokemon. I played one game ever, and it was Pokemon Black 2, so which is Gen 5. And then after that, I never played another Pokemon game. And so I don't know a lot of these Pokemon. I hardly know the generations that any of these guys come from. But if I see some that I recognize, I always go for them because, you know, in the only generation that I ever played, you tend to have a bias towards those Pokemon. And to be honest with you, I was really hoping I got Oshawott when I spun the wheel. But I'm also really glad that I got a water type because the first gym is a... it's either a rock or ground type gym. I believe it's ground type. So I'm very excited to have a Pokemon with an advantage, but what I do need to start doing is battling Pokemon, because my Pokemon right now are very weak, obviously, considering the battle I just lost, and I need to make sure that I am not leaving them in the dust. So I'm going to go ahead and battle this Sentret here, just to see how it goes with my Sandygast. Now, this is actually a really bad spot I'm in because of Sandygast's limited moveset. Yeah, our Absorb move is not going to work here, so I'm probably actually going to flee this fight. I know I keep fleeing fights, just give me a bit to find something that I can actually beat first, because losing all my Pokemon is even less fun than having to flee fights. So what I'm going to do is knock out this tree, and then I'm going to take a look at this landscape and see if I can figure out something. The first house that we build is going to be small. Like I said, though, I want to give it like a Pokemon Center vibe, so what I'm going to do is try and give it that shape. So I'm going to have to take a look at the Pokemon Center on the map real quick, which is right here, I believe, and that... Interesting. And you know what? I didn't even take a look at the gym. Where's the village at? I didn't even take a look at the gym that's over there, so I'm going to have to go take a look at that. I will be right back. Oh, and this is a perfect time to check this out. So as you can see down there, both my Froakie and my Phantom have recovered from fainting. And what's nice is, in this mod, if you can't find a Pokemon Center, if you can't find a bed or anything, using time, so just the normal tick speed of the world, will actually slowly build up an invisible counter that will heal or revive your Pokemon over time. So I am currently there like on a counter, and as that counter goes up, they'll heal more health, and eventually they'll recover from any status conditions. So even if you AFK, they will heal, but hopefully we never have to do that. But anyways, back to the village. Okay, we made it to this odd amalgamation, which really isn't looking good. It looks like the gym built itself into the Pokemon Center, which is really not good, because I believe that means that now I'm going to have to find a new gym, which is really not great, considering I needed that gym to get my Pokemon leveled up. And I'm surprised I didn't notice this before, but what I'm going to try and do is get up there and see if I can scavenge for any materials that there might be left from the gym. Okay, so it looks like there is literally nothing left, which is really unfortunate. It means that I am not going to have a way to level up my Pokemon past level 25, but what we do see over here is a ruined portal. What we might have to do is camp out at this portal for a little bit, because there's a chance that a Pokemon spawns here, which happens to be one of my absolute favorite Pokemon. And here's the ruined portal chest with some iron nuggets, which is going to be awesome, a fortune golden pickaxe, which is going to be great, and a mending golden axe, which is going to be awesome. Those things are extremely useful for the situation I'm in right now. So what I'm going to try and do is go back to our little hill and just build a makeshift house where I can just relax. So I have a game plan. 2 more things that I want to do before I call it a day. Number 1, I want to check out this island. I think I like the island better than the hill. If I can clear that out and flatten it out, I could make myself a nice base on that island. And considering I love water type Pokemon, being surrounded by water on all sides will be really, really nice. But I also first want to check out this ruin here, because as you can see, there's this gold thing in the middle, which means there's a chest there, which is either a Pokemon or a chest full of useful items. So I'm going to go check that out first, and I will let you guys know when we get there. One of my goals when it comes to those Gimmighoul Pokemon that we talked about earlier is to catch one that looks like this, which I can't tell if this is one of them. And once catching one, give them 999 of these relic coins, because then that will evolve them. And it is apparently the most tedious evolution in this mod. And so I would love to do that to show a sense of commitment. So you can see there these little bags that spawn around the Gimmighoul chest here, and they have some of the coins that you need. And once I smelt some copper, I'll be able to come back and look at these blocks right here where they have this kind of dark hole in the middle. And you can brush them with an archaeological brush and possibly get some really useful items out of it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click this chest and hope that it's an actual chest and not a Gimmighoul. And it is, which is amazing. So what I'm going to do is just grab all of these coins because they're huge, and grab these EXP candies because they're going to be super useful. Pretty much everything in this chest is going to be useful, so give me just a second while I grab it all. Okay, so I think I've pretty much grabbed everything that is useful to me from that chest, and we got some pretty awesome stuff. So what we're going to go ahead and do is use some of that awesome stuff. So I'm going to trade some of these spots in my inventory and kind of show you what this stuff that I grabbed is. So I've got this Firestone, which can evolve certain Pokemon with a fire characteristic, and then I've got these candies down here. And candies give experience. Now we need that experience to level up our Pokemon, and who better to level up than our Froakie? Now, because this is going to be a round type gym that we're coming up to, I want him to be my main guy. So what we're going to do is give him some of these candies and see what level he comes up to. So we're going to give him the small ones first. And so now he is up to level 10. And then I'm going to give him these bigger EXP candies. He is now at level 16. And then I'm going to give him this rare candy, which is going to bring him up one more level, guaranteed to level 17. And it says that he is already ready to evolve. But we're going to wait on that. And we are going to evolve him. This Marif really, really likes me. We're going to wait on evolving him, and we're going to do that right before we head off today.
Are you sure about that?
Evolving him so soon is awesome, but, you know, it's nice to have him as a baby. So what we're going to try with him now being strong is we're going to try and do this trainer battle here. Last Caitlyn, she brings out a level 4 Bidoof. Now, this is the way they intend for you to train your Pokemon if you don't find any of the candies, but obviously for us, we found quite a couple of them. And so I'm going to use Pound here because they don't have any difference in damage. And look at that, we're going to one-shot that Bidoof. She's going to send out Starly, which is a bird type. But again, that doesn't matter because we have a normal type move. We're going to use Pound and knock it back down again. She's got one more Pokemon, which is a Badoo, which is a grass type, which would be weak to water type moves. But lucky for us, we have our normal type move, Pound, which is going to probably one-shot this Pokemon. Amazing. And that looks like the end of the game. Let's see if she drops anything for us. She did. Almost none of it is useful. We're going to get rid of that Suspicious Stew, get rid of that apple, but we're going to keep whatever the other thing was that she gave us, which I've already forgotten. It was coal. That's what it was. So obviously, as you can see, Froakie is now a force to be reckoned with. We're going to try and dive into this water without taking any fall damage and get to that island that is right over here and take a look at it. Another goal that I'm thinking of once we kind of get further into this challenge is I'm going to look up the spawn rates of a certain Pokemon, and I'm going to give a little shout out here. Not going to include the name, but if you look, I've had someone draw this for me. Give me 1 second, let me pull it up. I don't know if you can see that there, but that is Oshawott. That is my favorite starter Pokemon of all time. I think he's absolutely adorable, so my goal at some point is to look up his spawn location and find him, because I absolutely love Oshawott. He is my favorite starter. I think Samurott is awesome, and I know that the new Oshawott is, you know, combat viable and competitively viable and all that stuff, but I love the dude with the shell. I think he's cute, so that's going to be another goal. So it's looking to me that if we find a way to kind of flatten all this area out, maybe dig up the hills and fill in these crevices, this could be a really cool place for a home. So I'm going to dig some of this out, chop some of these trees down, and see how it looks. Okay, so once all these leaves clear away, we'll get a better picture of how it looks. And what I'm going to do is, I don't even remember if I still have my crafting table. It does not look like I do. Right, and what I'm going to have to do is make a shovel. And another great thing that we grabbed on is this furnace. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the coal in the furnace, this iron in the furnace, and just make the shovel an iron shovel. Because that iron's not going to really be able to be used on anything else for now. And it'll be nice to have that to kind of clear out this area here and flatten it out. And then once this is done, we'll throw that copper in there and have that smelting, because that's going to be useful later as well. Oh, and look at that, we found another pink apricorn tree. We're going to leave this, because up until we get a seed for it, it's going to be nice to have one growing here. In worst case scenario, if we really need the pink Pokeballs, we can use them. Alright, so this area is looking really, really good. I am satisfied with kind of where we've gone with it. I think what I'm going to try and do now is get some of this clutter out of the way, some leaves, and just kind of see the full space of what we're working with. Now that I've harvested enough trees and I've kind of flattened the area out, I am ready to kind of see what kind of stuff we can build, and then maybe even build an outline of the house. Okay, I'm kind of liking what we've got. Now what we're going to do for right now is we're just going to make a very, very small, basic kind of shack here, so... I've got everything in chests and stuff in the house. Okay, so I've got everything in all the barrels, and now what we're going to do is just kind of build up a little area around us to keep anything we don't want out. And then after that, we'll build a roof. Again, this is going to be a very small starter shack just for the beginning of this playthrough, but I promise what I'm planning on probably doing is for next video, I would love to start training up the Mons a little bit, just because I feel like they're not really where I want them to be, especially considering we just started out, but I understand, and I know that housing is more important. So what we're going to do is kind of finish this off here, and then probably call it, because I've been recording for an hour now, a little more than that, considering the separate recordings, actually. So I am sure that this will be okay for now. And I know that I'm not a pro builder, and I definitely don't have what I need to build what I want to build right now. And if I did, there would be a whole episode dedicated to that anyway. So what we're going to do is take this mismatched, very, very small house, make a door out of it. Didn't make sense. We're making a door out of the wood, not out of the house. Of course that breaks right before I... And now we're good. So what we're going to do is kind of put all this stuff into these chests, and we will be back next time. I guess I should take those torches out. But we will be back next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know that it was a lot of craziness today. And I'm sorry about being late. I'll try not to do that again. I'm going to give myself a break today and then try and do something tomorrow. But we'll see where that goes. And yeah, so I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. There's not a lot going on yet. It'll get more exciting the further in we get. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless. I'll see you guys.